You're watching TVC News Hour. Now we're still on this story, on the migrant story. We have joining us now an artist and humanitarian. He's ambassador of NCFMR, FRMI. Thanks for joining us, Nikky Laoye. Nikky Laoye, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Right, there are lots of young people, even across the African continent now. A lot of people say, on those who have traveled to Libya, a lot of them even claim Nigeria. They say they're from Nigeria, so they can also get the attention government is giving to them now, come back home and all of that. But let me ask you, what is this driving of the push factor that's getting people to go to Libya, even when they heard that Nigerians are being sold as slaves and they pass through all sorts of treatment in Libya?
Number one, everybody is seemingly looking for greener pastures, one way or the other. And then people are being deceived that, oh, come through this route. Oh, it's so easy to get to Italy, get to Europe. You make lots of money. And the truth is that most of them are actually told that they will fly. They don't even know they're going to go through the desert route. They actually pay huge sums of money to these people. And at the end of the day, they find out that it's not actually a legal route. Some people actually have been deceived. Some know about what's going on and decide to still make the trip regardless. So I just guess it's people just trying to do things the wrong way. Let me put it that way.
But to whom would you heap the blame on? A large quarter, and it's easy to and understandable to put the blame on government. But then looking at the people again, I was trying to establish earlier, if you watch the interview, as that would always have instances like this, people seeking greener pastures. But what just makes this particular case now of refugees, of migrants having it rough, braving the odds, so to speak? What makes this case dire?
It makes it crazier because the truth is that we don't know how come upon the fact that people are hearing about how crazy and how dangerous it is. Some people are still trying to go through that route. I've even heard of cases whereby some people that actually maybe made it through, or when I mean made it through, maybe survived one of those boats capsizing, came back to Nigeria and still went back again. We've actually heard of cases like that, and it's just like a die-hard sense of I must make it through. But I'm like, if you want to make it through, just go through the normal routes. Either get a job, get a visa, or go to school or something. Do it the right way. So I guess it's just people still just trying so hard to get across whichever way is possible.
All right, now these are people who were, certainly a lot of them are unemployed young people, but they've been involved in one thing or the other. But when they leave and come back, especially for those who are back, we had some analysts saying that they now play the victim card. Government is abandoning us, government is not doing this for us, government is not doing that for us, as the case may be. Now, what should be the responsibility of government really in this, for those of them who are really back now?
I know that presently, because I'm sure you've heard of the huge, large evacuation process that's even begun right now. Right. The government is not just bringing them back anymore. They're actually also putting things in place through the various federal government agencies, that's the NAPTIF, MCFRMI, NEMA. Everybody's actually working on board right now to ensure that it's not just about bringing them back, but let's give them some form of counseling and some kind of assistance. Even through the other facilitated returns by the IOM, they're also making sure that, okay, some kind of financial ability is given to them also to help them to get back on their feet again. A lot of things are being put in place. My own foundation too is actually also working with the NCFRMI Migration Center to ensure that we set up vocational centers. Okay, let's help you. What can you learn? What skill can you learn? And all of that. So a lot of people are actually trying to ensure that it's not just about them coming back, but helping them to get back on their feet again, because the truth is the government is doing their best. We can't always say, oh, the government is not doing this, the government is not doing that. Everybody needs to come on board, and that's why the government is partnering with a lot of international agencies as well right now to ensure that something is done upon their return.
Nikky, I know you've met with migrants like this, first-hand basis. What's the road to recovery like? These are people that have been, cheapened. They've been, reduced to lesser than they could ever have imagined. What's the level of recovery, acceptance, and the zeal to just move on?
The truth is that some of them actually come back so broken, because I've gotten the chance to actually interview some of them. Some of them are like, they wish they never made the journey in the first place. because a lot of them were beaten and all kinds of things while in prison. But one thing that is that they're all willing to get back on their feet. And I personally, from my foundation, Angel for Life Foundation, we work with the NCFRMI. That's a federal government agency, the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants, and Internally Displaced Persons. And they have a migration center where, once they arrive, we have to ask them, do you have a home to go to? Do you have family? If you don't, we actually have a center you can come and stay in for a couple of days where you are rehabilitated, counseled, and given opportunity to learn a skill. So it's up to them. Some of them say, oh no, they have a family, they want to go back home. Some say they don't even want to go home yet, that they actually want to stay in the center for a while and, get themselves together. While some are even angry with their families that feel that they were the families that advised them wrongly. So there's a lot going on that we just try to see how we can fill in the gap and help them.
Now, apart from bringing these people back from Libya and all of that, it tells about, because we just had a talk with Oluwaseyi now. He was talking about the whole failure of the system. What can government do in this kind of instance to ensure that it reduces the number of people who want to leave the country for greener pastures?
No, I'm sure definitely the government right now is putting things in place to end this. That is ensuring that I think there are tighter immigration laws and all of that concerning illegal routes and all of that. I'm very sure the government is putting that in place at the moment, but presently I know there was a delegation that even went to Libya from Nigeria, led by the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Even the HFC, Sadiya Farouk of NCFRM also went with Honorable Abike Dabiri just to ensure that let's go there, see what we can do to get our people out, and also keep working on measures to ensure that they don't make that journey again from here. Let's even find a way to even stop this from here.
All right, Nikky Laoye, humanitarian and artist, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
Right.